folks. Welcome back to Just a Podcast. I am once again reunited with the fantastic Joshua Mullins today. And just as always, we're just going to hop right into it. Have you ever been to Long John Silver's before?
I have not been to Long John Silver's before, but there was one kind of right next to where I used to live,
Okay.
and I used to drive past it all the time. But I personally have never been there. But I've heard it's pretty good food. I've heard they make very good fish, like fried fish.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
I have always gotten commercials on the TV as a kid, and I would see it, and there was something about it, when you're in the Midwest with seafood, you don't really know if you can attempt it, you don't really know what's going on with the seafood and everything. You gotta be careful, it's the Midwest, very dry state.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, being from Michigan, seafood here is not a problem because we got the Great Lakes around us,
Hmm.
and we have like like Long John Silver's Red Lobster and stuff. That's kind of like Julio Bertos to Taco Bell,
Okay.
or like a Chinese restaurant to Panda. Like Long John Silver's and Red Lobster and fish places like that does not compare to the actual legit seafood restaurants that are right off of the lake. There's a lake right next to where I live. It's called Lake St. Clair, and they have this lobster place right on top of the water. There's a pier, and it goes down the pier, and it's right there in the end. It's kind of like Ruby's Diner in Oceanside, California.
Hmm.
It's just like that, and it's really, really, really good seafood. Oh my goodness! You just take
Oh
the
man.
the shrimp, and you dip it in the cocktail sauce, and ooh, so good,
Hmm.
so good.
Ooh,
It,
delicious.
it, it does, it gets you tingly,
Hmm.
and you just slam it down with the ice cold pop, not soda pop.
Okay. Pop.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
pop folks.
Yeah, it's crazy how the pop soda debate goes on all the time, because all the Midwest states, we say pop. That's
Mhm.
us. Like, this is a pop. You
Right.
guys call it a soda. We call it a pop. So, and then Texas is weird. They call it Coke. Texas is its own country, I swear.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
Wow.
if you go to a restaurant down in Texas, couple years back, I think it was high school senior year, where I was going to Panama City, Florida for senior vacation, and I I'm on the Delta flight, and I had a layover in Houston for like an hour, and I when you're in Texas, the first place that you want to go to, in my opinion, is Whataburger, because it originates from Texas, so
Mm,
Whataburger is going to be good. So I go to Whataburger, and I order my food. Like, hey, can I get a Whataburger with some fries and a pop? And she looked at me like, did you just say pop? Did
whoa.
you just like? She got offended. Like, she was
Yeah.
really like, we don't
Which
say pop
is
around here.
yeah.
And she goes, okay, I can definitely get you a large Coke. And I was like, I want a Coke. I want a Sprite. She goes, yeah, a Coke. I was like, oh, that's your guys' lingo. That's how you say
Okay.
pop or soda. It's Coke.
Wow.
Yeah.
Coke for all the sodas.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
soda is just no.
Right.
No.
Right. And you can definitely tell how that's confusing, because say you're from the Midwest, or you're from the West or the East, because the East Coast calls it soda as well.
Mm,
Like New York, Pennsylvania, Boston, all those areas, they call it soda. And you go down south to Texas, just Texas, and you never been to Texas before, and then you ask for some, hey, can I get a Mountain Dew soda? Yeah, you can get a Mountain Dew Coke. I, I want a soda.
Yeah.
Okay, you get a Coke. You're sitting there confused, like, what is going on right now? I don't even understand why they're telling me that it's Coke because it's
Mhm.
not. It's clearly a soda. If I wanted a Coke, I would say, "Can I get a Coke, a
Right.
cola, please?" So, yeah, long debate. It goes on forever.
It goes
Always
on
does.
forever. I imagine going there and you order a Coke, and instead
Hmm.
of placing a Coke before you, they actually give you Pepsi. That would be the plot twist of all time.
That
You
would
order a Coke
imagine.
and they put a Pepsi down right in front of it. They're still dark colored sodas. You wouldn't tell until you took a sip of it and then realize
In
this is Pepsi.
exactly, exactly, because you can tell. You
Yeah.
can tell. I've actually had. I'm not kidding you. I've had arguments, like loud arguments, where people are like, "Oh, I know the difference between there's no difference between Coca-Cola and Pepsi." Yes, there is. You take a
Hmm.
drink of Pepsi, you know it's Pepsi. You take a drink of Coca-Cola, you know it's Coca-Cola. There's a
Right.
difference. You can't sit there and say that there's not a difference. They're
Uh-huh.
made differently, made with different syrup,
Distinctly different.
sugar, yeah. Different ingredients, yeah. Some people say it's not different. It is different. 100% it's different.
100%. One's got a bit of a sweetness to it. The other one
Hmm.
has its own unique element of sweetness to it.
Oh
Very,
yeah.
very
Oh yeah.
distinct
Oh yeah.
tastes
Oh,
present.
absolutely. 100%. It does. It does. Both of them have their distinct tastes. I mean, I honestly, besides the lemon lime sodas or pops, like the 7 Up, your Sprite, and Sierra Mist, um, it's kind of hard to tell the difference, but you still kind of can. There's still like some is made, like some's a little more bitter, some's a little more sweeter, some's a little more it has like its own thing to it, but
Hmm.
for the most part, if I were to agree with what two pops or three pops taste the same, it would have to be like all the lemon limes, like the Sprites, the 7 Ups, the Sierra
Hmm.
Mist, all the stuff like that. Those are the ones that would have to agree that, that, yeah, you could say, I don't know which one this tastes like. This could be Sprites, could be 7 Ups, could be Sierra Mist, it
Hmm.
could be any of it.
The motion sensor lights just turned
I
off on me.
know.
I'm gonna clap and reactivate
You
this.
gotta jump, do some jumping
Ooh.
jacks, move around.
There we go. Bill decided, he keeps
Yeah,
forgetting to pay the light bill. I gotta
man.
the bill. And then he clicks and the payment goes through. He always forgets to hit submit payment, and then the
He does.
lights they go off.
He does. He does. He does. I know. I know how it is. I know what it's like
Yeah.
to have it ready to go and then you just don't click submit and
Mm-hmm.
then it's late and then the light goes off.
Mm.
And just like that, it's no
Yeah.
more wait.
I'm gonna have to one of these days talk to Bill about this and say
Oh
all
yeah.
you gotta do is move the mouse over to submit
Hmm.
payment. Takes
Yeah.
you to a new tab that says thank you.
Yeah.
Your payment has been processed. You gotta get that
Right.
page that says payment has
Right.
been processed. If you're not getting it,
Absolutely.
it hasn't gone through and the lights go
Absolutely.
off.
100%. Or like their way, maybe set up like, on your phone, if you like press the power button 3 times, there's like a
Mhm.
certain thing that can happen to your phone that you have it programmed. Like maybe if he taps the space bar, it'll do it for, the mouse will be trained to just click on it and then
Yeah.
he doesn't have to worry
Yeah.
about it. So he doesn't forget.
Hmm.
So, hey, maybe he can do that, show some, technical uh accessibility or
Hmm.
something in the settings that they can do for him so that way he does not forget to pay the light bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill is the
Oh
type
yeah.
of person that when he has a meeting and he's showing a YouTube video, he keeps a little mouse on the video as opposed to lowering it so you're not
Oh.
staring at it on the side of the video the whole
Oh,
time. It's
he's one of
right
those
there in
guys.
the left-hand side. And all he has to
Mhm.
do is bring the mouse down so that little
Mhm.
mouse
Mhm.
clicker goes away from the video and you can
Oh yeah.
completely focus on the
Oh
video
yeah.
without the
Oh yeah.
mouse thing right
People
there.
people who do that make a world a little bit of a better place. They just take the time to move the mouse down. They just
Mhm.
make the world a better place. They really do.
You just sit there and you go, oh, it's right there. And the little play section is still up because the mouse is still up there, and all they have to do is lower it so it can
Just
bring
lower
down the
it.
pause
Right.
button, the play button, the stop button, the
Exactly.
sound, everything goes for the
Exactly.
way.
It makes it all nice, clean. It's a clear
Mhm.
image, a clear picture. You don't have to, nothing's popping up and distracting you from the video. You can just continue to watch it. So people like that make this world a better place. They really
Right.
do. They really do.
Bill puts eggs on his burger too. That's the crazy thing. Eggs.
Really.
He puts eggs
Yeah.
on his burger. Yeah, I
I
know
don't know about
it's
that.
yeah.
I don't know about that.
My
That's
goodness.
now if it's like a sausage patty in the morning, then yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's fine. But
Mm-hmm.
a burger, like an actual like cooked
Right.
meat that isn't sausage, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
He
I
likes
wouldn't.
to make things that people would not consume, you know. Mac and cheese
Yeah.
and ketchup. That's what he loves. That's his side dish for most of his
Mac
meals.
and cheese and
Mac and
ketchup.
cheese and ketchup. Yep. Just
Wow.
drenched in the ketchup. You can't even see the mac and cheese. It's coated in the ketchup.
What an
Yeah.
interesting individual he is.
Yes.
Wow. That's something. Mac and cheese and
Man.
ketchup. It's just weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like I saw a video of this guy. He put mayonnaise on an apple.
Oh,
Yeah. That
interesting.
that was I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's a little too far. There's just some things that just don't mix, and I think mayonnaise and an apple, it's just one of those two. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
mix, and that's weird. That's
Mm.
really really weird for me. I
Yeah.
wouldn't eat something like that. I just wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
You couldn't pay
Unless
me to do it.
he mistaken the mayonnaise as some type of celery dip or dip with some type of little pieces of spinach or something like that, or
Hmm.
avocado dip or something like that.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, or like frosting. Um, uh, when you have the candy apples,
Hmm.
it has like the red candy coat on it.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
like he thought it was like white candy coat, and he just dipped it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's oh, this looks good. Mayonnaise. I don't know. I don't think that's a good
Yeah,
combo. I'd
it's
have to say.
completely two different things. A dinner
Yeah,
dinner combo, and then we got breakfast lunch combo trying to mesh together, and it's not
yeah.
working, you know?
Yeah, there's some things that just need to stay breakfast, and then there's some things that need just to stay lunch. You just
Yeah.
sometimes when you mix it together, it doesn't always taste good.
Hmm.
And the thing is with people, at least in the Midwest, I know for me, we love our ranch. We put ranch on everything.
Okay.
Can think of something, we name it. I'm talking, chicken, beef,
Hmm.
brisket, pizza. I've even seen people put ranch on spaghetti. Um, they put ranch, all our vegetables.
Okay. What about biscuits? Do they put it on
Biscuits?
biscuits?
No, no.
Okay.
I at least I haven't seen anybody put ranch on biscuits, but I know that the most crazy ones is the pizza and ranch. But I heard it's not that crazy. I heard a lot of people are big fans of the pizza ranch
Yeah.
combo.
Hmm.
It's pretty good, pretty good. I'm a huge fan of the pizza ranch combo. Um, Spaghetti. I heard if everyone's not a big fan of spaghetti, I actually put ketchup on my spaghetti. Just a little bit of ketchup, and the reason why, it makes the sauce a little more thicker,
Okay.
and so it doesn't because if you get like one of those creamy sauces, it doesn't
Yeah.
stay on the noodle, it just blends down. Yeah,
Hmm.
it just like drains down into the bowl, and then you're
Absolutely.
just basically eating some soggy noodles with no sauce on it,
Hmm.
and then you have a giant bowl of just
Yeah, the
green
sauce. Hmm.
sauce. Yeah, and yeah, it's no fun. So I put ketchup on mine, so it makes the sauce actually a little bit thicker, and it's really good. A lot of people like that's gross, and then they try it and they're like, "Oh wow,
Oh,
that's actually pretty good."
yeah.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Same thing with for me it was ketchup and eggs. At first I was like, "No, absolutely not. Ketchup
Hmm.
and eggs, that's gross." And then I put ketchup on eggs. I'm like, "Oh my god, this is what I've been missing my whole life. This is
Yeah.
amazing." Yeah. Yeah, so there's some that work. There's some that do
Right.
work.
Hmm.
You just it's gotta be that sweet spot. But the extreme, like ketchup and mayonnaise and,
Bill, gosh dang it. I thought I got it. That's it. Oh, God. Oh,
Bill,
okay.
no.
Okay. He had me for a second. For a second, I thought he said, I don't know what's going on here.
Right, right. Bill, man. Bill's gotta
Yeah.
get on that. He's
Yeah.
gotta get on that.
He's slacking today. I don't know what's going on here.
Oh, man. Yeah, but yeah, no, some foods they just don't mix,
Yeah.
and it's crazy. So, but you know what though? It's good. It's good. And speaking of food and everything, it's good to starting February 1st here, at least in St. Michigan, some restaurants are actually opening back up at a certain amount
Good.
of capacity,
Good.
which is good. It's good, you know. It's as long as we're keeping people safe and people are still wearing their masks and stuff like that, it's good. But you know, it's really nice to be able to, just kind of just a little bit ease
Right.
our way back to coming together, you know. But slowly, just gotta
Mm-hmm.
ease our way back. And once we're there, we're gonna be like, man, I'm so glad we eased our way back because if we rush it and then oh man, we're gonna fall back 6, 7, 8 times, and we gotta ease our way back in it
Yeah.
again. So this
Easy.
time we just ease our way back.
Nice
We'll
and
be all right.
steady pace. Nice and
That's it.
steady.
That's it. Yeah, and we'll get there. You know, it's like the tortoise and the hare. Who won that race? The tortoise.
Mm-hmm.
So slow and steady always wins the race. So just take our time. We'll be able to eventually you'll start seeing it slowly come at 25 to 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna come. It's gonna come. So,
Gonna come.
but yeah, no. And speaking um of everything, kind of opening back up, I got back into acting school. I was actually going to tell you that. No better place to give you the information on the podcast.
Wow.
I feel like it has to be said. Yes. Yes, yes,
Congratulations.
yes. Thank you. So I'm actually, yeah, so I'm gonna be doing I was gonna be acting all around every single day. Not only am I taking acting classes online through GCU, also gonna be taking acting classes in person again, which is really nice. And it's nice to be practicing with people again, and
Mm-hmm.
hopefully, fingers crossed, we can work on some projects. And once everything is, we can start doing a little more. Hopefully, I can fly back down and do some more projects and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But it's really, really, really exciting. I actually had my first class on Thursday, and it was awesome. Got to meet so many good people. It is kind of weird doing scenes with Max on because it's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I we did this one scene where it was me and this girl, and we were husband and wife and we've been married for 8 years. And before the actual scene, because it was just six little lines, before the actual scene, we were told by the director and the other. She's actually a professional actor, but she teaches. They combine teach us. They said, make up a scenario in your head to where that situation led to this moment, and these are the reasons why you're saying these lines. Because if you just read the 6 lines, you're like, man, what the heck? There's so much going on. There's
Mhm.
something about a dog singing, and you're going to the bar, and I don't want you to go, and I tell you that you're fine, and there's nothing to worry about, and it's just there's so much going on. There's no context to the words, so we had to make context. We had to figure out why are they saying these things? What is the reason this line is being said this way? Or why does each word have a place in this scene and not any other words? There's got to be a reason.
Right.
So we actually we made up a reason as to why we were said being said, and it's we use the form of substitution, meaning where you're trying to purvey a message through different words. You're disguising the message that you're trying to purvey, and the person can still get the message, but you're not directly speaking about the message.
Mhm.
And so, even though I'm telling you, you're telling me, hey, put on chapstick, but you're not telling me to put on chapstick. You're saying, wow, man, the weather today, it makes things hard and
I
dirty
see.
and chippy and stuff like
Yeah.
that. What don't you think? That's basically you're telling me to put on
Uh,
chapstick, but you're not telling me the words.
right.
And so in the prior scene, um, we were she was trying to we like I said, we've been married for 8 years, so she was trying to have a child, and I was like, no, 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 we still have things to focus on, we still have things that we got to do. And in the scene there was a line where she had was, dogs have a right to sing too, same as you and me. And we substituted that because before the line I was like, can't you make him stop? I can't even think. And the line before, and she was saying dogs have the right to sing same as you and me, basically substituting babies are going to cry just like you and I. We were a baby at one point, we cried at one point, so babies are going to cry. Dogs can sing, dogs have a right to sing, babies have a right to cry. So we substituted that, and it was really good because then that led to me saying, you know what, I'm going out. And she's like, no, you're not going to the bar, are you? Like, no, please don't leave me. Like, we just got done having this very, very deep conversation. Let's sit down and trying to understand each other and enjoy
Mhm.
each other. Don't just run away from the situation because you don't agree with what I'm saying. And that's when I turned to her and I was like, have some faith. I will never leave you. Basically saying, hey, look, I know we disagree, but at the end of the day, I'm going to be here. You're going to be here. There's going to be a moment in time where um, this could happen. We are going to eventually agree on this situation. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, it may not be next week, but eventually we will agree to the situation. And then
Mhm.
that's what she says. The final line is take the truck and comb your hair before you go, basically allowing. Her saying, understanding what I'm coming from, understanding that I won't ever, I won't ruin her trust in me, and that at the end of the day the situation is going to be okay. We will There will come a time where there will be light to the situation, not just darkness and
Mhm.
separation and conflict. So that was just one day
Wow.
of learning, and it was awesome, man. And I'm learning so much as I'm
Good.
going,
That's
and
good.
I can see myself understanding, because as an actor, and I think you can understand too, related as someone that works in the film, that works within, with equipment and production. When you first start, it's not necessarily a fear. It is. It's the fear of the unknown. Like, oh, I don't know how to run this. I don't even know if I'm gonna be good at it. I
Yeah.
don't know how to. I don't know how to edit this video. I'm not
Uh,
gonna try it because I don't know if it's gonna
Google,
turn
what
out
do I
right.
do with this?
Right. Exactly. Like, I'm not going to be good at this. Why are you asking me to do this? But if you
Yeah.
don't try, if you don't, because with failings you learn, and the next time you're going to succeed. And that's how it was with me when I did the color code matrix with Manny. That was my first ever time acting. Never took acting classes. I never auditioned. I never had makeup done. I never had a wardrobe. I never had any of that. So it was a learning experience and a process throughout the way. And then once the film was wrapped up and I showed people, and people were like, man, you really got into this. You really liked this. You really enjoyed what you were doing. And that right there was okay, if that's how people perceive me, I'm going to take that and run with it, because even if I make a mistake, even if I do a project that doesn't turn out right, even if I do something that isn't the best,
Right.
I'm gonna learn from it, and it's only gonna make me better. Even the best of the best mess up sometimes, but they learn from it, and that's what makes them even better, because they come around the next time. It's like, man, that is good. And when
Wow.
you do better, and then when you do better, they forget even that you messed up.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It's almost like, oh, he that's right, he did. But what does it matter? Look at this. Look what he did. He's got this, he's got this to be proud of, even though, yeah, that wasn't the best scene or best film or
Yeah.
whatever. He still has this to be proud of himself. Yeah, especially with everything going on, a lot of people, I think, um, and the teacher, his name is Brian. He was explaining that, he goes, during this time period, there's a lot of just fear of the unknown. We don't know we don't know if what is going to work and what is not, because
Right.
you know we don't know what's going to be available to use. We don't know what assets we have. We don't even know what the perception is going to be like. But that's the point in time. There's so much time that we have to ourselves and have on our side now, because this everything going on, it just kind of paused everything. Everyone had to take a stop of what they're doing. So now that this time has slowed down, and we still have time to prepare ourselves to, when we get back to
Mm.
that hustle and bustle, we can be better, not only just better prepared, we can take all this time to work on something, work on a project, work on something that's going to, when we get back, oh man, it's going to be great, it's going to blow up, it's going to be awesome, because you spent all this time preparing and working for it. And that's what I'm trying to do, because at first I was like, man, there ain't nothing to do, and it's so easy just to get slumped.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you're just like, man, it's like the skies are
Oh
gray. I
man.
can't see my friends.
Yeah. Dang it.
I can't, it's like, man, things, arcades and movie theaters and Top Golf is closed.
Mm-hmm.
It's so easy to get
Yeah.
sad. But then, and that's when I was like that too. And I was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to, as long as I can do it safely, I don't want to wait anymore. I want to do it. So, yeah, and I'm doing it. I'm back at it. I can't be more excited, and I can't wait to come back with experience, ideas, and possibly even, some projects of my own that I want to share with you guys, and really bring it to a whole new light, and
Mm-hmm.
ideas that maybe no one else has thought of that I would like to do. And
Yeah.
it was so good that the lights went out.
It was
It's
the lights
awesome.
faded. They passed out with the whole structure and everything.
That's it.
Oh man. Oh.
Oh, the waving didn't work.
Oh no, it
This time it went out. It
wow.
went out. Wow.
Wow. I
It
waved.
wouldn't be. It wouldn't be a. It wouldn't be a Josh and Michael podcast if something didn't. If an extracurricular activity didn't happen.
Yeah. My
This is what
goodness.
makes it so special.
It makes it
Brings
all.
character to
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah, but I know
No, man.
Brandon and Rebecca and Zach, they would hoist you over, you know what I'm saying? And
Oh
be
yeah.
happy to
Oh
do
yeah.
something with you. And me as well, we will be very happy to see you again and hang out and it'll be a blast, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. I cannot wait. And actually, I was thinking about it. I was just trying to wait until everything's okay, but also to wait until it was a good time for everybody. Because I was, been trying to connect with people down there, and then schedule a time and date where I could fly down for a while just to work on some projects and to
Mm-hmm.
give you guys some ideas. Even though, hey, there's some projects where I looked at it's like, man, I might not be the best character for this one, but this project still should be made. This project should be shot and brought
Mm-hmm.
to life. And yeah, no, it's awesome, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so I used to be like the no, the industry is it's not it's there's nothing constant about it. There's nothing consistent. There's nothing there that's like you're guaranteed this at this point in time at this place and right here and you're getting this much. And you know, I used to be afraid of that. I used to be, man, that's not gonna,
Right.
no, that's not gonna work. You know, I need something that's gonna be there. I know that I'm gonna get it. But that's the excitement of it because you don't know. You don't know. And it makes you better because you have no choice but to be better
Mm-hmm.
at what you do. And it's awesome. And it took me a while to get over that fear. And once you're over it, man,
Mm-hmm.
you just fall in love and you're in and you're not getting out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Folks,
yeah.
we gotta take a quick commercial break, but we'll be right back. Joshua Mullins. My
Yes,
camera
sir.
stopped recording here. Let me put
No.
this guy on here. Okay,
A
here we go.
lot of editing. A lot of
Yes,
editing.
my editing. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Joshua Mullins is here. Let's give him a round of applause to the audience.
Studio
Uh,
audience. Woo.
yes, we're back. We had to take a quick commercial break. Chef Boyardee. Boy, that stuff is good. I believe
Oh
that's
man,
the motto. Boy,
it
this stuff is
is.
good. Boom.
Chef Boyardee is. Mwah. That's a 5-star meal
Wow.
in a can.
My goodness.
Yeah, it
I
is.
always
It's really
enjoyed at the cafeteria where they would prepare the fish sticks in the form of actual fish and sharks, even. They would
really.
make the batter into a fish-like shape and a shark-like shape, and you would have French fries. And it was the most incredible meal at the cafeteria. I swear to God.
That is insane. That
Mm-hmm.
is so cool. They made little sharkies
Mm-hmm.
that you could eat.
Right.
No, I mean, like I know there's like dino nuggets,
Mm.
shark sticks.
Yeah.
Wow. Some people so creative
Oh
with their food.
yeah.
So creative with their food.
My cafeteria, they Tony Starked the food.
Oh yeah.
they had a team back there really
Oh yeah.
cranking out good meals for the kids.
Right.
Before the whole grain pizza dough and the card, everything's got to be whole wheat and the health kind of got kicked in. Before that kind of got kicked in there and into all the schools, we were eating pretty dandy stuff. I remember so much good food being served at the cafeteria. It was incredible.
Wow. That is awesome. That
Hmm.
is I swear some people so creative. So
Yeah,
creative.
I
Awesome.
remember as a kid when I would get a hamburger, the salad bar would have pickles, it would have onions, it would have lettuce, bell peppers, and you could add stuff to the burger. You go right to the salad bar, get a couple pickles, put a little lettuce, some onions, if you want bell peppers in there to spice it up, mushrooms, whatever you want. Get a couple
Really?
mustard packets, ketchup packets, if you want even ranch. Sit down and get cozy, and that was your hamburger.
Really?
Oh
Wow, I want to go
yeah,
to your school. My school was the actual like the you scoop it up, right? You take it and you didn't know what that thing was.
whoa,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And then we would have the one thing that we would have it was called Bosco Day, right? And I begged my parents every single time it was Bosco Day. I was like, Mom, Dad, please don't pack my lunch. I really, 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 really want Bosco sticks. And they're $2 and you get 4 Bosco sticks, and they're like Olive Garden bread, but with cheese in it. And you don't you don't want to eat it right when they give it to you, because they had it in packets, and they had in like, like those silver heater things, like
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A, they slide the burger down in it, and like it keeps the burger warm, or the chicken sandwich warm. And it was like that. And so you would take it, and what I would do, and what would make it nice, I would cut in the middle, and I would take it to the microwave, and I just put it in for a minute and 35 seconds, because you don't want it a little, because you put it a second more warm,
Ooh,
the bread starts getting harder,
yeah.
right? Just a little bit. And the bread is, oh, it's so chewy. The cheese melts out of it, and then you dip it in the sauce. Um, it was the sauce. Uh, it's from Little Caesars, the Little Caesars pizza sauce, and you get that with it. You put that in the microwave for about 5 seconds, warm it up, make it a little creamier. But you get
Oh,
it. It's a little too thick. It's a little too thick,
yeah.
so you need it just a little bit creamier. And you put it in 5 seconds, and you dip that
Mm.
in there. Oh man, I used to, because kids would bring in like $5, $10. They'd get like 3 or 4 of them, and that's like 10 breadsticks, like 10,
Yeah.
12 breadsticks. So they had to put a limit on it. So you can only get up to 2 packets. So what I would do is I would get my 2 packets, which is 8 breadsticks, and not to mention, these things are like pretty big too. They're
Okay.
like, yeah,
Whoa.
about like this big.
Man, those kids were going to town then with
I'm
those
not
red
kidding.
sticks.
They're, yeah, about this big, and
Oh, okay.
they're about, yeah, like that, about this big.
Okay.
And like, say, cut them in half, you eat them. And I would trade kids, because I'd bring my lunch and like
Mm-hmm.
$4. I would bring my lunch. Oh, a guest appears. Yes. You're good. Another commercial break.
Another boom.
Hey.
Guys, Bill walked in and told me he prepared a chicken sandwich for me, and I said, Bill, I can't eat it right now. I gotta. Oh, I'm sorry. And then he walked out.
Right, right. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I told everybody, I said, hey, I'm doing a podcast. I'm doing a podcast. My dad was at work, so I guess nobody told him when he walked in. But
Mhm.
back to the story. Yeah, so I would like trade. I'd get those like cosmic brownies, and I'd be like dishing them
Oh.
out. I was sitting there, man, out top of the food chain and
Oh
lunch.
my gosh.
So I had this cosmic brownie. I got the fudge rounds, the oatmeal cookies, um, the
You were prepared. You were prepared.
yeah,
You had
I had
everything.
Sunny D,
Yes.
tray. I'd
Indeed.
shove my Sunny D for
Yep.
your Trix yogurt,
Mm-hmm.
deal or no deal. I was slinging my food.
Yeah.
I was slinging my food. Man, I remember those were the good days. Those were the
Yeah.
good days. Yeah. Now it's like, trade you my large fry for your Panda
Milkshake.
Express, or yeah,
Yeah, the
milkshake. Yeah,
milkshake.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Oh
gosh.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
Gosh.
yeah.
Those
I'm
things.
telling you. I loved the chocolate milkshake at the Habit. Oh my gosh. It is good. Have you had it?
Um, I don't think I have. If I'm trying to recall, I think, yeah, no, I don't think I've had it before.
Wow.
Hmm.
It is so good. Um, you'd like, don't get whipped cream on it unless you're gonna drink it as like a
Okay.
milkshake. If you're gonna drink it as a milkshake, get whipped cream. But if you're not, take the lid off. Take your fries. Dip your fries in it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
It is a recipe for blissfulness. It really is. Oh, one of my favorite combos.
Okay.
And then Yeah, that's a gem. And then the Oreo milkshake from Chick-fil-A. It is good.
Oh my
Did you know
goodness.
about it?
I did not know about this.
What?
I
Yes,
know
you
it
never,
is
man.
insane. Oreo
Yeah,
milkshake from Chick-fil-A. Holy Toledo.
yeah, yeah. I don't know if the one on Lopes Way does it, but I know the one
Okay.
in Diamondback does it. Um, and they also have like this like lemon lime drink. It's like frozen lemonade. It is to die for.
Oh my
I
gosh.
That's a Diamondback,
Oh,
right? That's a
yeah.
Diamondback. Yeah, I don't know if the one on Lopes Way has it. I don't know. You'd have to check and see.
Okay.
Um, yeah, man. I remember the food options at GCU. They were so good.
Yeah.
Subway was always a great. It's like, but you hated though, is say you had a 11 o'clock class and the
The
lights
lights. No.
no.
Oh
Oh,
gosh.
this
What?
this
I
this
think Bill,
podcast.
what Bill is doing is he's messing with the mouse. He's clicking
Yeah.
submit and then going backward to the other screen and hitting submit again and going back and
Oh
hitting
yeah.
submit and going
Oh yeah.
back. So he's
Oh
not
yeah.
getting the official tab that says it
Right.
keeps canceling halfway through.
Right.
He's messing
Exactly.
with us.
Exactly.
Oh gosh.
Exactly. Oh man. Um, but the food options on campus, I remember. So like, see, you had 11:30 class, and you just got your not you just got like your your 8 o'clock class. It's like 8 to 9:45, and then you have another one at 11:30, and you're like, okay, I got about an hour, just over an hour, or
Mm-hmm.
just less than an hour. I'm gonna grab some from like some on Lobes Way, because say you had a class in the education building, and then the next one is in the film building, and that's kind of a straight shot. It depends
Mm-hmm.
on how where you want to go, because normally if you don't have time, you're probably going to go around that back way, down that road in front of the STEM building, and then come through that way.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you have time, you'll come up through right in front of the student union, and then make your way across Lopes Way.
Yeah.
And because normally that's what I did when I was hungry. So I'm like, man, I got an hour and 10 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Lopes Way. I'll grab a sandwich or whatever. I'll grab like a 6 inch sandwich, and then I'll either eat it while I'm walking, or I'll just grab a table or whatever outside and
Mm-hmm.
just eat it real quick while I'm watching, while I'm doing some homework or something. And you get there, and the line is out the door, and you're
Yep.
like,
Mm,
there's absolutely no way
yeah.
I'm gonna be able to get to this. Like, there's just
Yeah.
there's just no way I'm gonna be able to get my sandwich, eat it with that. So then you're
Yeah.
walking, then you eventually find yourself in the grid, and you end up going to your next class, and your breakfast is a Starburst bar and a water, or a
Yep.
Starburst bar and a Sprite or something, and you're just all sugared up for the next class, and you're
Mm-hmm.
sitting there at a lecture, and you're just like,
Ooh.
oh, I really want
Yeah.
to do something right now.
Cuckoo
Like, I
for
want to
Cocoa
run around
Pops or
this
something like
campus.
that.
Right. I want to run around this campus like a million times, and the
Mm-hmm.
teacher's talking about,
Dun, 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 dun,
yeah,
dun, dun.
right.
Bouncing
No,
off the
seriously, that's how
walls.
it
Pew,
was.
pew,
Now,
pew, pew.
yes, yes. Now that I remember, I'd go to like Communications 263, where we're learning about intercultural communication, and then um, I would have professional success within the fine arts at 11 o'clock, and I'm going from the communication or the education building, where we are taught communications, and then I got to go to the fine arts building, where I'm going to learn about the business side of fine arts, and I have like an hour and 10 minutes, and I'm always going to the grid. I'm always getting something. Like, I'll get like a Nesquik bar, or like the cereal bars, and I'll get like a milk, and then I'll dip it in the milk and then eat it as I'm going to class. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, oh yeah, I had cereal, you know. And then yeah, it was awesome. Then on Tuesdays, yeah, I have my 7 a.m. acting class, and then 9 a.m. I have a
Oh.
global business class. Yeah,
Oh, 7 a.m.,
yeah,
huh?
yeah. I had the old 7 a.m. acting, but
Oh.
but but To be fair, even though it sucked, I'm not gonna lie. But at the same time though, I feel like it depends on what class that you have at 7 a.m. Because I remember my acting class at 7 a.m. was actually amazing because you can
Okay.
take your time, especially say you wake up at 6 a.m., you're tired, you're sleepy, you go take a shower, you get freshened up, you come out, you're ready to get your clothes on, grab your longboard, and then you're walking down, you start skateboarding. It's like 6:30, 6:45 in the morning, and you're drinking an OJ and you're going through class and it's nice out because it's quiet, there's not a lot of people out, you know and then you go to the class, and then we had an amazing professor, Mr. Carey, um, Mike Carey, I believe that was his name, Mr. Carey, Mike Carey. I'm pretty sure it was somewhere around there. I
Mm-hmm.
think I'm close. Um, he was an amazing actor, and he knew, like, it was 7 a.m. We're tired. Everybody's tired. No one wants to be, especially like, say we had a scene that involves. I remember one week, he was teaching us about very dramatic scenes and how to be dramatic and be emotional, but you don't always have to scream. You don't always have to be like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, um, just be dramatic, but also prove a point what you're trying to say. And so I remember 7 a.m. we're sitting there, and he was like, "I know you guys don't want to be screaming on the top of your lungs here at 7:30 in the morning, but
Right.
let's just take it to another level." And actually, that being up that early, because you don't feel like screaming, you don't feel like being loud and being so emotive. You actually, it's a lot easier for you to be very quiet but still portray message, because you're tired, you're cranky, so you're like, I want to let you know how tired and cranky I am, but at the same time I don't feel like screaming, so I'm going to be completely not monotone, but I'm going to be very octave, and then you're still going to understand what I'm coming from. So 7 a.m. classes aren't that bad, depending on what
Mm-hmm.
they are, but most of them are pretty nice, at least in my opinion.
Then there are times when you go to, Chick-fil-A or Habit, and it's a long line, but you push through. You say, no, no,
Hmm.
I'm not stepping down. I'm going in that
Oh yeah.
line.
Oh
And
yeah.
each time you
Oh
inch
yeah.
forward, you're looking at the clock. Oh, oh, I got 10
Yes.
minutes. Oh, and then you get your
Yeah.
food and you're stuffing your face,
Yeah.
trying to make it a class, clean your face off,
Yes.
get yourself looking
Yeah.
all neat and tidy, and then you're walking
Oh
in the
yeah.
door.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. That's happened to me a few times. And then you're sitting there in the class, and the teacher's, giving you a lecture about the importance of communicating to the respective culture in a foreign country, and your stomach literally hates you, and it's having a 12-round 3-minute boxing match while you're
Hmm.
just trying to sit down and relax, and you're like, I ate too fast. I ate too fast. I ate too
Yeah.
fast. And you can't concentrate or focus or,
Oh,
listen to what
yeah.
the teacher's saying, because you're just like, I'm so uncomfortable right now. I can't. I can't sit down. Then
Hmm.
you got to go up every 5 minutes for a potty break, and then you come back, and, you miss like a note or something that's on the quiz, and you look at the question on the quiz like, did she talk about this? She
Hmm.
probably did. I missed it. I definitely missed her talking about this. Man, those were the days. Those
Yeah.
were the times and days, man. Isn't it crazy how, like, those days just feel like so long ago because of
Hmm.
everything that's been going on. And I know we were talking about we were talking in our workshop on Thursday, and the director goes, "Yes, class, there was a time where we didn't wear masks. There was a time where we did talk to each other that was closer than 6 feet without a
Hmm.
mask. Isn't that crazy to think about?" And it's like, man,
Man.
that's like back in my day. You know what I mean? And when
Hmm.
when you have your older people like, back in my day, you kids don't understand. We did this. It's kind
Hmm.
of That's how kind of how it is now when we talk to people. It's like, man, back in the day, remember when remember when we went here and we went here and we went here? It's like, man, we did that all in one night. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
it's something.
goodness.
It is.
I remember one time in high school, senior year, it was a bit before lunch. We went to see a play that the choir, the not choir department, but the theater department decided to showcase for the seniors
Mm-hmm.
in the spring semester.
Mm-hmm.
And, I didn't really have a heavy breakfast, and in the quiet bits of the play, my stomach is growling like crazy. I mean, loud enough to where people probably on the other side of the tiny auditorium can hear my stomach growling.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm trying to tug on my stomach to mute or lessen the sound of the stomach growling.
Mm-hmm.
But the person I was sitting next to that I somewhat knew in the class kind of said kind of loudly, but kind of not, "Man, Michael, you're really hungry, huh?" And,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of, I felt brought attention to myself. And, I was so embarrassed that I looked at him and said, "Yeah, I'm hungry, buddy. I can't help it." And man, that was the most uncomfortable 30 to 40 minutes of my life, I'd say. It was always
Right.
inconsistent. It would just growl, and then I have to grab my
Right.
stomach and "Will you
Right.
get down, will you?" It's quiet. It's a quiet scene. Do it when they're yelling at each other or something.
Right.
Not right now. What are you doing,
Wow.
buddy? It's almost
Everyone.
lunch. We got like 30 to 40 minutes. Just hold on. I'll be out the door in the courtyard in 30, 40
Right.
minutes.
Right. Everyone looks at you like,
Yeah.
who's this guy think he is? He's trying
Yeah.
to steal the show? Oh, that's awesome. No,
Yeah.
that's never happened to me. Thank goodness, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely aren't those the most awkward moment where it's like
Hmm.
quiet and all of a sudden you hear like a loud bang, or like when you're at like a speech or you're in an auditorium or something and there's like a quiet moment and someone's cell phone goes off.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like their ringtone is like do 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 do, and everyone just looks like, what's going on over here,
Yeah.
you know. Oh, everyone's just curious, you
Hmm.
can like hear people because especially in like colder states in Michigan during the winter time when some people just wear their jacket, they'll just wear their jackets the whole time.
Hmm.
And when you move, you can hear, especially like it was something like a leather
Oh,
jacket or a
yeah.
puffy jacket or a jacket that has like buttons and stuff on it, you can hear the buttons make like noise, so everyone's looking and you're just like or like the leather cracking or turning or the leather rubbing up against the seat like I'm making a noise. So you can like hear like hundreds of those noises because everyone's looking.
Hmm.
Everyone's looking at the person that had their phone. Yeah. No, thank goodness it's never happened to me. It's
Yeah.
never been a point where I'm like, oh no, no. I didn't have my thing muted, my volume muted though during class, and we were watching a video that we were supposed to have muted. We were just supposed to watch the screen, and I had the noise on, and everyone was quiet, and then it was like top 10 facts of global business, and the professor's like, Josh, you forgot your laptop's supposed to be turned off. So I know because right before that I was watching a YouTube video, and I forgot to mute it, and so everyone's just looking at me. I'm like, ooh. And it's like one of those big auditorium classes too, with like
Yeah.
30 kids in it. So I'm just sorry, mate, sorry.
Yeah. I
Yeah, man, that's
remember
never happened
also
before.
in elementary school, there would be kids that would have gas and they would let it out. And, I don't know what's going on. I just see people raising their shirts up and go, "Oh my God, oh, who did that?" And then all of a sudden, before I can detect the scent, I go, "Oh, I better protect my nose real fast." And then you figure out who did it. And Tommy, you couldn't even said you did it. And, you got us off guard here. And
Right.
Tommy, sorry, I had the burrito for breakfast, guys. I'm sorry. I couldn't hold it in.
Couldn't do it. Couldn't hold it. I
Oh
couldn't make
gosh.
it. couldn't make it to the bathroom. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. I tried my best to keep it silent.
Yeah, silent, and it was deadly.
Oh boy.
Yeah, deadly.
It knocked the whole classroom out. Everyone's
Yeah.
freezing.
Get about a flashbang in the military. You gotta get someone that has that. Get that in the building. Fire in the hole.
Bang!
Yeah.
Everyone's just all dazed and confused. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Oh man, that is cool. Never happened to me though. I'm glad.
Okay.
Fingers crossed that it doesn't happen to me. And knock
Hmm.
on wood, that
Or
it doesn't happen.
sometimes kids would start whispering and you'd see the domino effect. They pass it down and then they come to me and say, Tommy, let it rip. And then I'm like, okay,
Oh
let me
no.
cover
It's
my
time. It's time,
nose
everyone.
here.
Everyone. It's
Yeah.
time. It is time. It is time. We must evacuate the
Yeah,
building.
we
There's a
gotta get out of here.
nuclear bomb
ASAP.
about to drop. Oh man.
Oh,
The
God.
the the fire alarm goes off and the
Yeah.
sprinkler system.
Whoa. What's going on?
The chairs start vibrating. Everyone's getting
Oh.
ready for this giant bomb to drop. Oh man. Hey, at least you know what though? At least the masks are more accessible for one thing, because at least if someone does, you're good. You're good to go. You
Yeah,
don't even have to worry about it. You're already set.
you're
You're already
secure.
prepared. Yeah, and it's really nice too, because when it's like cold outside, you know, you got your hat on, you got your earmuffs on, you got your gloves on, your heavy jacket, but your face is, so it's actually pretty nice,
Hmm.
you know, when you're
Yeah.
outside. And because me and my family went to like a Christmas lights thing, and you know, you had to wear your mask on because there's like other people, even though yeah, it's outside, you never know, you know, you always want to play it safe. So they just like, hey, everybody's got to wear a mask. But actually, it was pretty nice, especially the cloth ones. You know, they're
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
thick. It keeps your face warm, and you have a hat that goes over the lights. He clicked
Somebody
out of
must
it.
have let her rip
He
not too long
did.
ago and it turned off all the
He
lights.
did, and it
Oh,
blew
God. Wow. This is
up.
this is the most this has happened. This is a
Really?
record.
This
This
is,
has never
huh?
happened this consistent before.
Oh wow. It's
Yeah.
the new room. That's what it is. The other room, they
Yeah.
got used to your movements, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Whoa, what's
This room is
like a
different.
podcast? Oh gosh.
What's going on here?
Yeah. There's a human in this
Yeah.
environment. I don't know how to adapt.
Yeah. This is so different.
Hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it does. It keeps your face warm, and you're like, man, this actually kind of comes in handy. So yeah, sometimes now I'll even, you know, like even when I'm by myself and I'm outside, I'll just throw it on just because it keeps my face warm. You know, that's
Hmm.
really nice. Yeah, it's really nice that does that. You know, so yeah, I'm definitely from now on, even you know, long after this, hopefully the pandemic ends. You know, I'm still gonna wear, especially when it's cold outside, because it is nice, and especially it takes just 2 seconds to take off, and
Hmm.
you're in your vehicle. It's nice and warm now. It's like, man, that makes life so much easier. Keeps your face warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You never want to, touch your face, and it's almost like putty in a way because of how
Hmm.
cold it is. The skin texture feeling is gone when it's
Yeah,
cold. Your face
yeah,
is cold. It disappears. You touch your face, and it doesn't even feel like skin anymore. It's
yeah. No,
something
it's all
unknown.
tough. Yeah, yeah. It's like all tough, and yeah. And then like you can barely feel it because your face is all numb because it's so cold.
Hmm.
So you're sitting there like, hello.
Is this
This all
working? What's
feel
going on?
weird. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. But no, when you keep that face mask on, keep your face warm so you can feel your skin afterwards. And it's nice. Very nice.
Did your cafeteria ever provide frozen fruit cups or fruit juice where it was frozen and you would get a fork in there and crack down the ice so you could sip it? A lot of kids would do that at my school. It'd be
Mm,
frozen fruit cups in a way, fruit juice. And they take off the little tab and stab it a couple times, let the room temperature defrost the cup. They could drink the fruit
mm,
juice.
yes. Yeah, the fruit juice. Yeah, we had a frozen grape juice and frozen orange juice.
Mm-hmm.
And those like little those cylinder things that you put into the freezer. Yeah, you just pop it open, and then yeah,
Mm-hmm.
kids would take plastic knives and plastic forks and stab in it, and then you drink the juice. What I do is I just like let it defrost for a couple, and then some will go out and I drink it and stuff. So, but yeah, yeah, frozen juice. Now for fruit cups, we actually is one thing at least I liked about our cafeteria. Um, they had Dole's fruit cups, and they would take the plastics off fruit cups and then put it in this giant like thing of fruit, this giant like tub of fruit, and then yeah, they would take us. But they would add. What they would do is they would add cranberry juice to it.
Mm-hmm.
They would add cranberry juice to it, and it was so good. So you just take it, scoop, boom, put it. They would put it in like those little styrofoam bowls, small styrofoam bowls. Then they would hand it out to you. Man, it was good. I always come up for threes. Because I'm a huge fruit. I love fruit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in love with fruit. I've always been in love with fruit when I was a kid. I would prefer to eat fruit over candy. Doesn't even matter if it's Starburst, Skittles, all the fruity candies. I would rather eat real fruit than candy
Mm-hmm.
because I'm just in love with fruit. Um, and yeah, it was it was so good. I was always come up in three and fours, and the cafeteria lady be like, You've already came up here three times. You're not gonna get a fourth. Go on. We still have another. We still
Mm-hmm.
have another group. We still have another group that has to come in, and we have like
Yeah.
half. We have half of the bucket left. If there's because I used to love it so much. I'm not even kidding you. Um, I would come down after school when school's all over. I would go to Latchkey, and on my way to Latch, so you had at my old middle school. No, the same, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, at my middle school, the basement. So you had the gymnasium up top, and then the
Okay.
cafeteria. The cafeteria was underneath the gymnasium. So Latchkey would be in the gymnasium, so the kids could play. They would have basketballs out that we could have, like a Nerf football that we'd throw around, and then underneath was the cafeteria. So before I would go up to the gym for latchkey, I would come down into the cafeteria, and the ladies are like, they're putting the food away and stuff like that. And right before they would put the lid on, I'd come down, and one of the lunch moms, she would give me like one of these like containers. One of like she would give me like one of the sandwich containers where you put your sandwiches in, and
Mm-hmm.
she would scoop the rest of the fruit with the cranberry juice in it all in it for me, and I would just sit there on the bleachers in the
Wow.
gym, and I'm just sitting there eating the fruit salad, and then when I was done, I'd go down, I'd give it back to her. She would wash it out, and then I'd go back up to latchkey and play. But they would always, whatever they had left over, they would always save that fruit salad. I would
Mm-hmm.
always ask, "Hey, can I get a bowl of fruit salad? Bowl of fruit salad?" Then unfortunately, she couldn't because I guess she was doing this for other kids too, and
Oh
um,
no.
one of the parents was help. And what happened was is one of the parents was actually helping out for the day, um, and one of the kids came down, and she was helping the parent was helping
Ooh.
lunch mom put all of the stuff away,
Yeah.
and there was a couple kids that came down for it was actually Bosco Day, like I was telling you, Bosco Day.
Mm-hmm.
They were coming down and seeing if they had any leftover Bosco sticks that they could take home. And yeah, she went ahead and she gave the kids like three or four Bosco bags, and the parent told the principal, and the
Oh.
principal had to tell her like, no, you can't do that, fortunately, or have to let you go because the parent was like, oh, that's unfair how these kids would come down and she's just giving away free food.
Oh.
If she
Yeah.
can't give every student away free food, she shouldn't be doing it at all. Yeah, and the lunch mom, she actually ended up quitting after I think 2 weeks after that incident anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then after that, the lunch moms that did, they were also like, no, kids, no, we can't, because I didn't even know. I came down and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
where's this lunch, mom? She always gives me my, fruit. And they're like, no, you can't have it. You're just gonna have to wait until next Thursday or next Tuesday, because it was actually only one day a week. It was on Tuesdays.
Mm-hmm.
You're just gonna have to wait till next Tuesday at lunchtime to go get some. And we were only allowed two bowls. So yeah, I was so sad.
Oh,
I hated that they did that. So,
oh man.
but yeah, but I loved it. I loved it. Yeah, I was doing that. I was doing that for almost like 2 months. Yeah, 2 months
Oh.
every single day for latchkey. Yeah, right when latchkey starts, we'd end class, and then you would come outside. You'd come out the front door, and then you come back around, and then the other building is the gym and the cafeteria. It's all in one building. The cafeteria is actually underground. It's actually underneath, and then the gym is up top. And yep, you would you would just go in there and you know get your free fruit salad, and then you eat it. So, but yeah, unfortunately took it away. But yeah,
Oh.
now every time I have, like, what I'll do is every time I see where I'm out and about, I'm at like a grocery store. When I was at the grid, I'd get a little fruit cup. I'd get a little bit of cranberry juice. I'd pour my
Mm,
cranberry juice in the fruit cup, and I mix it around, take a little plastic spoon, mix it around, and I eat it. Ah, reminds me of my childhood.
yes.
So good,
Man.
so good.
So good. So tasty.
It is. It is. It is.
Man. I remember cafeteria breakfasts. The
Hmm.
little floppy pancakes that they would give you.
Yeah.
They were so
Yeah.
darn good. I felt
Oh
like
yeah.
coming back up for four more plates of just the pancakes and then nothing
Oh
else.
yeah.
Just the floppy pancakes, more
Oh yeah.
syrup. I'm good to go for the rest of the day.
Oh yeah. Oh
But I
yeah.
never
And then
attempted it though. I would always just
really.
get the one plate, cardboard, not cardboard, styrofoam
Hmm.
thing with, it's the servings and that would be it. And I would always say to myself, I could attempt it, but what would the results be? Would I get one
Right.
successfully, or would I have
Right.
to pay two
Yeah. That's
fifty? And
yeah.
I
Yep.
don't really
That's what.
have the 250, in my
Yeah.
pockets. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That I
Right.
don't know.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. Or you do have the 250, but you can't spend it because you still have lunch.
Right.
You still have to eat lunch. Like my mom, she give me $5. She give me $5, for the day. And she's like, all
Hmm.
right, however you spend, that's what you'll get.
Yeah.
So they had, the $2.50 pancakes, but I never actually ate breakfast because I always everything that I liked was the lunch. But I would like my mom one, definitely eighth grade is when she would do that a lot. Earlier it was either you got money or pack the lunch. But in eighth grade she gave me $5 and a little packed lunch, just kind of snack on during breakfast, and then at lunchtime I $5 for me to eat. And so during breakfast I would trade. Yeah, I would trade. I'd be like, hey, I got peanut butter jelly sandwich. I'll trade you my peanut butter jelly sandwich for your pancake, and
Hmm.
you get it. And you go up, and they would have in like a little plastic clear vase. They would have all the butters and syrups and stuff. You
Mm.
take one packet of butter, one packet of
Mm-mm-mm.
syrup, and then you put it on the pancake, and then you cut it open.
Oh,
Oh man, it was good. It was so good.
man. Well, what a time. What a time to just be a kid and
It was, man.
eat lunch and,
It
go
was.
outside, play recess, and
Yeah. When
man.
when when there was all you had to do was just be fun, be nice, and don't get a yellow card or a red card. Because remember the
Oh,
card charts where it
yes,
was one
yes,
was green, one was
yes.
yellow, one was
Oh
red.
my goodness.
Yes. Yeah, I remember. I would always, 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 always be yellow. I don't think I ever got a green. I was like all the time. I was a yellow, yellow,
Hmm.
yellow, 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 yellow. And there was a few times. Actually, one time I got a red, and they had to call my mom. What happened was is we were taking a test, and this kid next to me, he was cheating on me. He was cheating on the test. Yes, it was one of those, like, those math sheets where you have to do like so many in certain, like, you have like 1 minute to do as much as you can.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was sitting there looking at my test. And and I was, when I was younger, I used to love times tables. I used to thought they were so fun. I'd be like, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 4 is 16. Like, I would used to be so, so quick with it. And 2 times 5 is 10.
Mm-hmm.
And this kid, he's looking at my test. And I turned to him. I was like, on top of my lungs, I was like, "Stop trying to cheat off me." And the kid goes, "You're cheating on
Oh no.
me." And so we both got red cards. And yeah, my
What?
mom had to get called because they were thought I was
Oh.
cheating. But it was this kid. Because
Yeah.
I proved, I was like, why would I cheat? Because if they looked at all my other math tests, my multiplication math tables, I
Mm-hmm.
was really good. I was fast too. I'd get like 10, 15, 20 of them done, out of the 30. And we'd have a minute. I'd get almost all of them done. And they're all right too. And, that's the thing. Some kids, they're just so busy trying to get all of them done that they would be wrong. Like, they would do like, what's 1 times 9? They'd put like 19, like that, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting there, mine would be, 9, 8, 12, 14, sometimes 2, 14 was 9 times 3, 27. I would be really, really quick. And
Mm-hmm.
mine would always be right too. Yeah, and they said I was cheating. No, I wasn't. He cheated off me. So, and they unfortunately
Oh
never took they never
gosh.
took my, and the at the end of the week, we would have to fill out each color that actually, I'm sorry, I apologize. At the end of the day, we have to fill out each color. And I
Oh.
I actually cheat. That's the one time I did cheat, because I put down yellow instead of red, and my teacher saw it, because the teachers
Oh
give
my
it out.
goodness.
The teachers give
Oh.
out the progress report to the parents at the end of the day.
Oh.
Yeah. And she was like, "Mr. Josh," and I was like, "Yes." And she goes, "You had a red today. You didn't have a yellow. Now," and she gave me a new sheet. She goes, "And you're gonna put down a red, and we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk to your mom about it." And so I put down a red, and they, told my mom. And I was like, "Mom, I never cheated." Good thing my mom believed me. She goes, I know you probably didn't, because, like I said, we did like 3 or 4 of those math things. And I was,
Mm-hmm.
at first, like kindergarten and first grade, I was really, really, not to my own horn, but I was proud of myself. I was really good at math, because I loved
Right.
math so much. I loved math, man. I would always sit there. I'd do them for fun. My
Mm-hmm.
mom would actually print them out for me. She'd print like 10 pages, 10 pages of them out. And then I would, like, I had this, what was it? It was a Cars
Mm-hmm.
stopwatch, or like a watch. And then you'd like there was a stop and start, and then you'd
Mm-hmm.
click start, and then I'd go for, as much as I'd do the whole page at 30, and I'd click stop, and it'd be like a minute and 37 seconds. So then I would do in my head, okay, 37 seconds. So numbers 30, 29, 20, 27 don't count, but 1 through 25 count. And then I'd give it to my mom. I'm like, "Mom, is this right?" She'd be like, "Yeah, yeah, that's right. Good job, good job." And then we learned fractions. And then once fractions came in, that's when I was no longer great at math.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah,
and
me too.
those stinking fractions, man.
Yep.
They're basically just divisible, or they're just division.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not good. And then it got crazy, and we started learning decimals, like 1/2 equals 0.5. And I was like,
Yeah.
where did you get 1/2
Mm-hmm.
equals 5? Because 1 plus 2 equals 3, 1 minus 2 equals -1,
Right.
and then 2 minus 1 equals 1. Where do you get 5? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And
My
so
goodness.
and so yeah, fractions and decimals always
Yep.
got me. They still do to this day. Sometimes I'm like, well, what's 2/3 is 75, right? 75%. Yes. Okay. Okay. Good. Good. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. 3/4, 75%, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stuff like that. So yeah, but even then, I'll still get them wrong here and there. So, um, but yeah, yeah, it is. Ugh, fractions and decimals got me, but multiplications, adding and subtracting, I was really good at. But when we started learning division and multiplication, I'm not multiplication, fractions and decimals, I was never
Right.
good. Never was the same. Never was the same.
Never was the same.
Yeah.
Man, I remember, yeah, teachers would always, they would, when a kid was misbehaving, they would walk over to the sheet and
Hmm.
they would point, or they would kind of get close to the kid's slot where his cards were, the green, yellow, red, and they would kind of stand there and have their hand, hey, you're not listening to me. I'm this
Hmm.
close to switching it for you. And that got the kid to knock it off
Hmm.
instant. The minute she walked over and had her hand or was gonna, oh my gosh, that's how you knew I gotta knock it off right now. I
Right.
am this close to getting a yellow card. I am beyond terrified. Oh my
Right.
gosh.
Yeah. I was always getting yellow cards all the time. And it wasn't even for like some stuff now I think about it, it's like that was not a yellow card worthy. I still could have got a green
Hmm.
card. Yeah, like there was like we would play in the classroom, we would play silent ball. And where we all sit on the desk and we pass around a ball, and if you drop it, you're out. And so there was this one time, this kid, he threw the ball, like he whipped it at me, and
Hmm.
I'm sitting there, and I catch it. I catch it, and then I fall back in my desk, and um, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, "Ow, that hurt!" I'm like, "Ow, that hurt!" And the teacher goes, "Oh, Josh, you spoke. You're out." And I was like, "What? That's not fair." He literally like tried to hurt me by throwing that. The kid goes, "No, I didn't." I'm like, "Yeah, you did." And then she goes, "Josh, that's it. Josh, you're getting a yellow card." What?
What?
He threw that at me
Yeah.
really hard, and it hurt. Like my shoulder hit the desk pretty hard too. It made a
Hmm.
lot, it made like a boom. And the teacher, instead of like, "Oh my, are you okay, Josh?" Especially when I'm 7 years old, ow, that hurt, or 6 years old, ow, that hurt. And she was like, "Josh, Josh, you spoke." Hold
You
on
spoke.
here.
No, no, you're not supposed to. She
I'm
freaked
like,
out.
hold on,
You start
hold
the
on.
first day of school. No one talks at all. And then he spoke, and
Right,
that triggered something in her brain. That,
right.
he spoke.
Right. Exactly. And I'm
Yeah.
like, hold on a minute here. Um this is an outrage. All right.
Mhm.
I got hurt. He threw it too hard. I hurt. If I'm gonna say ow, I mean it. All
Mhm.
right. I'm gonna say ow. All right. Otherwise,
Yeah.
would I have spoke? No, I wouldn't have.
Right.
So no, I'm not happy.
Right. That reminds me of a time I actually got a yellow card. I don't remember what it was for. And I said to myself, no, I'm not gonna accept this. I refuse to accept this.
Hmm.
And I think it was when we were going to lunch or something. I
Hmm.
can't remember what grade. I think it was, man, yeah, I don't remember the specific grade exactly. But we must have been going to lunch or doing something where we were heading to the library or something of that nature, and the teacher was distracted. I said, I'm switching that yellow card to green. And that's what I did. And I didn't get caught. And she must have forgotten about the incident because she never brought it up and said, hey, Michael, you switched your card to yellow. I had done something bad in the class, maybe. I think I was being a clown, being a
Hmm.
goofball. I couldn't help it that day. I just had to make jokes or make people laugh.
Right.
And it was
Right.
distracting her lesson or something. And she went over and flipped it. Everyone, ooh,
Right.
Michael, and everyone
Right. Yeah.
we figured
Everyone
it
would. They'd be
out.
like, "Oh!"
Yeah.
It
I
was
remember
like,
sitting there. Oh man,
I,
we gotta get a guard. Oh god.
I swear, I swear
Yeah.
that literally, like, that chart was a reality TV show. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you could have made that a reality TV show.
Yeah.
Imagine 6-year-old Mike, like, you know how, like, you know, in reality TV shows something goes on and then they show a scene where they're like interviewing the single person. It's
Mm-hmm.
like a shot to you being interviewed, and 6-year-old you, I don't know why I got that yellow card, I didn't do anything wrong, and it's
Yeah.
her like switching it to yellow. This is ridiculous, I don't like her.
Yeah. I don't like it.
uh, oh man, it was, oh yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah. Man. And yeah, I switched it back to green, and she forgot about it, and that was it. I was safe. I got out of the yellow territory.
Yeah, 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 I said I almost never got green. I
Mm-hmm.
was always yellow. Every single day, I was a yellow, and I was only red like twice ever. But you know, when you got a red card,
Oh,
you
yeah.
were in deep.
Yes.
Yeah, some mom and dad is gonna get called. You were in deep. You were in trouble if you got a red card.
Yeah, you
So
got a red card, that's your death sentence from your parents. You're
it
in
really
trouble.
was. You did not want to go home. You're like,
Yeah. You're
I'll
dreading the car
go.
drive home. Your dad's silent.
Yeah,
No words are spoken. He picks you up,
yeah,
silence, dead silence in the car.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and you know it's over. You know
Mm-hmm.
it's over when you drive in the car and it's dead silent. You know it's like,
Yes. Oh, those moments
you,
terrified the heck
you,
out of me.
right. You're already thinking in the car.
Yeah.
Here lies Josh. Here lies Michael.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't survive long. Why didn't they survive?
They
There was
got
a
a
red
red.
card on the chart.
Man,
Uh,
I
oh man,
almost
that
had a moment where I was gonna get a red card. I was warned that if I kept it up, I was going down that road, and then that's when I said, "Okay, I got to stop, stop. We're almost there. We're almost there. You gotta stop.
mm-hmm,
We get that red card. There is no turning back.
mm-hmm,
I do not want that drive home to be silent. I want there to
right,
be music, kids bought music or something playing. The
right,
radio would always be on, and when you were in trouble, the radio was off.
yes,
It was switched off purposely as you're
turned
sitting in the
off,
car, dead
right,
silence. No, hey
right,
son, how's your day going? Put your seatbelt
yep,
on. We're gonna go home, and that was it. That's all you got.
yeah, yep, yep. That's true. The radio was turned off. You
Mm-hmm.
weren't listening to no music.
No music.
Had to silent. Everybody's silent. You're just driving. Oh man,
Especially if
and
you
then
had
you
your
know
brothers
it.
and sisters and they were in on your trouble, they were silent as well if they're in
Yes,
the car.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Then you get home, and then the car parks,
Yep.
and it's over.
It's
You
over.
know, when
You're
the car hits the
done.
driveway, it's
Mm-hmm.
this is it. These are my last moments here on
Yeah.
this earth.
I gotta
I'm
take every
done.
second in as
I'm
before I step
done.
in that door.
Right, right.